Chapter 4 Season 2 is here, and a lot of people are saying this is the best season in years, and it's pretty crazy. In this video, I'm going to be talking about everything new and how it's going to fit in competitive. We'll be going over best loadouts, all the movement in the game, everything. But let's start out with the craziest part of this update, the new location on the map. The whole map is the same except for the southeast part. The entire southeast corner of the map is different. I know you've seen the cyberpunk vibe type trailers, and yeah, there is an enormous city here. Main things to note is there's a ton of loot, obviously. There's launch pads around the outskirts, zip lines to get up the buildings, and of course the rails that you can glide around the city with. It's gonna be nuts seeing this in competitive because like the railings allows you to get over to enemies really quick. You hear fighting, you hop on a railing, boom, you're there. There's gonna be a billion people landing here though, and it's gonna be third-party central. My biggest advice if you're landing here in arena early on in the season is try to land on a gun and immediately look for a kill. That way you can get siphon mats. This will allow you to just spiral into a ton of fights and have an advantage over your opponents. In addition to the big city, there's lots of new locations around it. There's geysers to travel around this area pretty quickly. But yeah, you guys can explore that. Let me know if you find anything crazy there. One other thing that is so cool in the map is now there are these things called loot islands. Or I think that's what it's called. Basically, at a random point in the game, you're going to be pinged and it's going to say Loot Island is nearby and you'll be able to see it in the sky. It looks like a rift at first, but eventually it'll turn into an island in the sky that you can zipline up to. I'm pretty sure you need to activate that rift up in the sky to make the island appear. Every time I like build up to the sky or use the sword to go straight up to the sky, that's when the island appears and there's a ton of loot up there. It's literally Loot Lake from Chapter 1 respawned in the sky. It's so cool. When I captured the flag up there, I got all gold items. I don't know if that's what the flags do in all areas, but it gave me crazy loot up there. I know that for sure. That's enough about the map. Let's go on to the augments. We'll go over the new ones first. First off, there's dumpster diving. Perfect augment for Ken Beans in my opinion. Whenever you're in a hiding place, whether it be a dumpster, a porta potty, when you leave it, there's going to be loot that spawns nearby. Next augment is treasure hunter, and anytime you enter a POI when you have this augment, it's going to mark all the chests. This could be really good if you're trying to scavenge loot and see if there's any unopened chests at a POI. Slap surplus is simply every time you open a chest, there's going to be some slap juice in there. Then there's an augment called munition slide where you gain medium ammo or AR ammo anytime you're sliding. This could be really crucial in competitive if you don't have a lot of ammo in your location. Along with that, there's an augment called medium ammo amp, where you'll now have increased ammo per clip of your AR. Then we have shotgun recycle, where sometimes it doesn't take ammo to shoot your shotgun. And the last new one is dignified finish, and this one's gonna be crazy. We haven't talked about it much yet, but there's a new sword in the game, and anytime you get an elim with this augment on, it reloads a charge of your sword. Now we're gonna get to the sword in a second, but real quick, the augments that are staying in the game are light fingers, aerialist, chug cannon, which isn't in competitive, jelly angler, bloodhound, shadow striker, so we still have shadow bombs, more parkour, and keymaster. Okay, let's get into the new items, starting with the new kinetic blade or the sword. As soon as I heard the description of this, I knew it was going to be the new shockwave hammer. Basically, if you left click, it does a slash attack, just like left clicking with the hammer did a slam attack. Be careful not to left click because it's just like the shockwave hammer, you'll get stuck in that animation and you might go down. But there's also the right click feature, and this, just like the shockwave hammer, is going to be used for the best movement in the game. You can see on screen you can dash forward, you can dash upwards, you can dash diagonal, and it sends you pretty dang far. It also does damage if you run into somebody while doing this. Combine that feature with aerialist and you got a good combo going. A couple things that are going to be wild with this item is first off, height takes. You can dash so far upwards, and unlike the shockwave hammer where you're kind of gliding across the sky with it, you just freaking teleport straight upwards. So height this season is going to be pretty dang sketch. And like I said earlier, that dignified finish augment is going to be really good in endgame because it'll get rid of that cooldown and you'll be able to teleport quicker. By the way, the cooldown is only 10 seconds versus the shockwave hammer, it was 20 seconds. So people are going to be dashing around really quickly. It's going to be nuts. Now on to the shotguns. This season, we have a new pump shotgun called the Havoc pump shotgun. We also have the Maven, the Combat, and I heard that the Charger's in the game, but I haven't seen it. I don't believe it's in competitive at the moment. But the Havoc pump shotgun is by far the best out of the three. It's going to take some getting used to with the pullout time, but the reload time is way quicker than the Thunder shotgun from last season. All around, this gun is great, and it's way better than the other shotguns. Now, the ARs are an interesting category this season. So we have the Red Eye, we have the Havoc Suppressed AR, and then we have Pulse Rifles. So the Havoc Suppressed AR is more accurate than the Scar from before because the crosshairs close much quicker, so tap firing with this gun is fairly accurate. The Pulse Rifle is just like back in the Stark season. If you aim down your sights, it shoots slower but hits harder. I only got this once so far, and I can easily say I think this is the best AR in the game. I'm not sure exactly how to get it yet, but the combo of being able to hip fire with it and aim down sights for heavy damage is what makes it so good. Then the Red Eye, of course, is a good option for getting Storm Surge tags and tourneys. All around though, if you find a Pulse Rifle, take that bad boy. Me personally though, in solos, I think I'm still going to be rocking with the pistol. For the rapid fire guns, there's the pistol and the twin mag SMG. But like I said, I love the pistol. I think it's a perfect solo item, but in duos, you should probably be carrying an AR so you can get enough Storm Surge, unless you're going to be looking to fight. We also have some new long distance guns. We have the Heavy Snipe, which isn't in competitive, thank God. We have the Cobra DMR, which is in competitive, and it's not bad. This was in the game before, and it's much better than the other DMRs. And then there's the Dragon's Breath Sniper, which I don't know anything about this. I haven't seen it in competitive. I assume it's a pub item. One other thing to note is shield bubbles are back in competitive. So if we're talking best loadouts, I think in solos, it's going to be the pump shotgun 100%, paired up with either a pistol or an SMG. If you can find a pulse rifle, you can 100% carry that instead. In duos, however, if you're looking to base up and get surge safely, I recommend carrying a Red Eye still, or a high rarity suppressed AR. Obviously pulse rifle if you find it. But on the other hand, if you're looking to fight and get your storm surge that way, I recommend carrying pistol SMG. Of course, try to carry swords if you can find it, and if you can't, shadow bombs are going to be a really good backup movement option. There were lots of rumors that there were going to be new mechanics in the game, such as double jumping and wall running, but I haven't seen anything with that yet. Could be added later in the season though. With all that being said, let's talk about competitive. There were some big changes this season. First off, just so you know, arena points have reset day one of the season. W, let's go. But what about tournaments? So first off, there's no more divisional cups, which means in order to play FNCS, you have to get to champ division in arena. The format of week to week is going to be the same as last season, so it's going to be Thursday and Friday, and the top 50 teams from those days are going to go to the finals. So I got a feeling that it's going to be a little bit more of a W Key Fest this season because there's a lot more players playing, but it'll be interesting to see how that goes. There's also going to be duo cash cups on Fridays and then finals on Saturdays. So they're getting back to their OG roots a little bit here. And then on Sundays, it's going to be Victory Cup Day. It's going to be solo Victory Cups, and there's also going to be Trio Zero Build Victory Cups. If you don't know what Victory Cups are from last season, basically there's an open round, which is normal. You try to qual to the finals. But in the finals, you make money for every single win you get. On top of that, there's still going to be Fill Cups. There's going to be Duo Fill Cups on Saturday, which is build mode. And then there's going to be Trio Zero Build Fill Cups on Wednesdays. And then for console players, there's going to be PlayStation Cups, and there's going to be 2 Console Champion Cups. One early on in the season and one at the end. Anyways, that's everything new in the update. I hope you enjoyed this video. Can't wait to see what this season holds for us. More content coming soon, so make sure you stay tuned, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.